Hey everyone, it's Deja from CrochetEverAfter.com. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Lion brand Amazing yarn. So this stuff looks like a self-striping type of yarn. I don't know if it's going to have a continuous color run where the same color comes up after each color. I have not worked with this particular yarn before, so I'm very excited to try it and see how it works for crochet. It looks like it's 53% wool and 47% acrylic, and you get 147 yards for one ball. This is, let me see, this is Glacier Bay, the colors, so if you like it, it's got kind of very blue, beautiful blues and burgundies and even some greens, so it looks really pretty. It looks, just from looking on the inside here, that the colors don't seem to come up quite again. It's almost like there's only just all individual colors, but the color run looks pretty long. So when you're buying yarn for crochet, if you want to do striped or self-striping yarn, look at the end of it. Don't look at the front of it. Turn it sideways and look how long the color goes for, because this should be one continuous length of color. As you can see, like this right here looks like one continuous length. So hopefully we should get some good color runs out of this. I'm going to do a free pattern, a bias scarf, so it's a scarf that's on the diagonal, so it should highlight this yarn pretty well. It's got kind of a cool halo effect. It recommends a J hook for the stitch pattern. It looks almost like sport weight, but let me see, where does it give us our, oh, it's right there in front of me. It says it's a medium weight, but it seems kind of thin for medium weight, but we'll see how it works. It doesn't look like it's going to be very friendly to frog, so if you need to pull out your project, make sure you do it carefully. It looks like it's probably going to stick to itself, but I'll check that out as I crochet as well. So let me start working with it and I'll show you how it crochets up. Okay, my first snag on this yarn, and this is actually, it's just twisted on itself, but it's become like this crazy knot. It's not even knotted, it's just when I was pulling it out from the ball, it kind of spun on itself, and now it's kind of stuck. So I'm gonna have to take extra time to get this resolved without breaking my yarn. So I'm not real happy about that. So hopefully the color run on this will redeem itself so that I still want to work with this yarn again. So let me work on this and see if I can get it taken apart without actually needing to redo. I think I'm getting it now. All right, not too bad. So this stuff just takes some patience, but not very fun. Let me go work on this. Right, here we go. Get it? So you can see how it sticks to itself. That's the wool in it. So when you have something like this, you can see you still have two strands, so you can just pull that apart to unstick it. Let me see what I have over here. Now it looks like it's just stuck together too. You can see how it's stuck. So just pull it apart. All right, now I'm free. Now I can keep on with my project here. Okay, I've finished my project in the Amazing yarn, and it has some really good color changes. I like the colors. You can see it's rolled up because I haven't blocked it yet. I'm going to block it and I'll show you that too, but the pattern that I'm doing kind of causes it to roll in on itself. But I wanted to point something out before I finish weaving in the ends on this scarf, and that's if you're changing colors, or I'm sorry, not changing colors, but when you're adding in another ball, because this took 2 balls of the Amazing, make sure to kind of minimize any weird jump. Finish at the end of the row and join in the new color on the next row. So I had enough yarn of this to go probably halfway down my row, but because the colors aren't the same on the ends of the balls, if I would have joined in this new color, it would have been kind of a start-stop, because these two colors don't really go next to each other. If you look over here, you can see this is like the blue, and then the purple's way up here. So to make it less noticeable that you're joining in a new ball of yarn, go to the end of the row and then start your new color. So that's just one little tip. But the overall working with the yarn. I did get caught quite a bit because of this being a 1-ply, so if you look at it closely, let me see if I can get that in focus better. If I untwist it, it just kind of turns into one long strand. So it's a 1-ply yarn, which when it's wool makes it kind of sticky, so it sticks to itself. So I had a lot of times where I'm pulling it out of the ball when I did the center pull ball, and it would get stuck to itself. So you might want to work from the outside of the ball. It might be a little easier, it might not get stuck as much. This says it's machine washable, but it sure seems like it would felt. I might have to try it in the machine just to see what happens. But first I'm going to block it and see how it looks finished, and then I might start experimenting, I don't know. But so far so good. Let me go block it and I'll show you how it looks. Okay, I'm blocking my project right now with the Amazing yarn, and I'm doing a spray blocking, so I pinned it down dry and I'm just using a spray bottle of water to block it, and it seems to be taking the water really well because it's a blend, it's a wool acrylic. I didn't think it would have too much problem soaking up the water. Sometimes with wool, when you spray it, it takes a long time for it to want to soak it up, but this seems to be going pretty quickly, so I'm going to keep on blocking it and then I'll show you how it looks when it's all done. Okay, I finished blocking the scarf, and you can see it's laying nice and flat, so the spray blocking was very easy to do and it's working very well for this yarn. I really like the color changes. They have some very subtle colors mixed in with some really bright ones, so it's a pretty combination that comes out. You can see this blue is really bright, and then we get some muted colors over here, and then we get a nice bright purple, or dark strong purple is more like it, but lots of different color changes. Very nice. I like the colors so much that I would use it again, even though it was a little bit of a pain with the yarn sticking to itself. But if you know how to remove it easily, or you know how to kind of pull it apart rather than get it tangled up more, then it makes it a little bit easier to work with. So like I showed you earlier, when you're pulling it apart, look for where the hairs are caught and just pull that part apart. Don't try to start unknotting anything, because you'll just end up knotting it. So I do like this yarn. Head to my website so that you can get entered to win 2 of your very own skeins. It's going to be up for a few weeks, so if you're watching this as soon as it comes out, you will not miss out. If you are missing out, make sure you follow the blog or subscribe to the channel so that you will get first notice when I'm giving stuff away. But thank you all for watching.